And now as we move from this beautiful sound experience, this inner place, take your time. Let your eyes open gently if you've closed them. And see if you can move from that inner experience into now the more outer experience in this room. I'm Cheryl, and that is Melissa and Katya, who've come also today to allow you all a moment, hopefully more than one moment, hopefully many moments of time for yourself, time to be here without the need to do anything for anyone else. So I want to read a poem that I think really speaks to some of what happens for people who are in the caregiving role. It's called Paper Cut. I got a nasty paper cut right when my writing callus, right where my writing callus used to be. It bled, it hurt. It kept opening back up. I showed it to my daughters. They said in union, "Well, that's no big deal, Mom." I sought out my son. He just rolled his eyes. Then I went to you. You kissed it tenderly. You told me it would be better soon. You said to keep a Band-Aid on it and not do any dishes. You said I could take some of your morphine if I needed it, that it looked like I could get by without IV antibiotics. Me with a paper cut, you with cancer. It's really hard to get any sympathy around here. I'm not going to talk a whole lot because what I know about these gatherings is that you all need to talk to one another, to connect with one another. The first time I did a caregiver retreat, it was at the cancer support community out in Walnut Creek. It was pre-COVID, so I don't even know what year it was because we all lost track of all the time. But I remember we decided at that community, well, what might be needed? And they said, well, what about for caregivers? And I said, well, that probably would be very helpful. So we planned the day, we planned the group. And that year, it was the biggest 2-hour offering they gave. They literally had to draw in chairs, they had to open up the room because people needed so badly to have a place to come, to talk, to share. I happened to talk to some of those people. Some of them were even afraid, I'm gone too long, I'm gonna have to go. This is so hard. They felt guilty. They felt all the things that I am pretty sure that many of you in this room feel. At the end, though, they talked to each other. Some of them created relationships of support. I happen to know because I worked with one of them as a client for many years, and she and this other older man created an ongoing relationship that they gave each other support and care for their part in caregiving. So I'm going to say a few things, but then I'm going to offer you a way that you can write your own care plan. That's what the journals are there for. We've all heard about the infamous care plans that patients get or supposedly get or hopefully get. But not often do people say to the caregiver, well, what is your plan? What do you need? How can we, sort of help you with your own plans? So what we're going to do and help you do is to create a care plan for yourself that you can follow. And I'll be introducing you sort of how that later. But I also want to talk about how I thought that was a beautiful, beautiful piece about the storm. I myself have written a lot about storms. I myself have been through a lot of storms. But one thing I know about a storm is that sometimes you walk through it, sometimes you walk beyond it, sometimes you have to sit down in it, sometimes you have to lie down in it, and it's all fine because the storms will pass. We don't know what's going to happen on the other side, but in a storm, you are just with what's happening to you, And if we can at all manage to sort of flow with the storm, as I think that beautiful quote that Sherry showed us said much more eloquently than I am, it's the way in which you are with it, you know you will be forever changed. And I think there's a lot of concern that that will be only bad. But I want to say that that's not necessarily true. I'm working with a caregiver, a woman, and she had to cancel an appointment. She was sick. I have to say, I got concerned. I thought, oh no, because now she's tired, she's burned out, she's sick. But when she came back in, she had found a different way of being, and she said to me, she said, you know, I realized that I need to really learn about myself, and not just as a caregiver. And she said, I want to use this time so that I can really know who I am now, know how I want to live, know what I can do, what I can't do. And so we began a whole different way of looking at how she could go through what she's going through. So that's, you know, there's sometimes when you feel lost, really the opportunity then is you can deepen into a person that you never even dreamt possible to be. I know I've experienced this, and I just want to again offer that as a term of, you know, some hopefulness in this journey that you're all on. I think that highlighting the themes that have woven through the day about how oppressive it is to try to be like, oh, you're such a saint, you're always so strong, everything is, you know, you're always on it, and so on, and how oppressive that is, and that feelings of anger, feelings of disappointment, feelings of sorrow are equally welcome in our conversations today, in your life, and to share with others. And yeah, I mean, I hear a lot about that people don't understand, and I say I think that's true. People really don't understand. So how any of us, myself being, you know, in this position, help people understand what the needs are is something that's important. So in our time today, feel free. Your feelings are whatever they are. There's no need to hold anything up right now, and to give yourself that. So to jump right in to writing the self-care plan, you'll find some journals on your table there. And what I know is that sometimes, I think one person mentioned, self-care, now it's another task. Now I have to do this. Now this is on my to-do list, and that's all supposed to be perfect and great and wonderful, and I'm supposed to know what to do. Well, your plan may change day to day, week to week, month to month, hour to hour, breath by breath. So I'm all about the doable. When you think about what caring is for yourself, what's doable in your life? I mean, I think going to Italy was mentioned, going to the health spa, that's let's go to the health spa for a month, that sounds great. However, not always so possible. So if you think about, which as you write, like a doable care plan, throughout my day, what are little moments that I can take? What do I know about little moments that I particularly feel moved by, feel inspired by, because I feel inspiration can be something you can find in like looking out at a beautiful plant, the way the sun shines through a window, looking in the eyes of your child. That can be very inspirational. Meaning does not always have to be in all capital letters. So as you think about, well, during my day, how do I take breaks? What would feel good? What would feel inspiring? How do I rest just through the day? Sometimes that might be just allowing 5 minutes. 5 minutes, I've got 5 minutes. You know, I've maybe got a minute just to stop and breathe into myself and check in and see where I am. And self-reflection, I believe, was mentioned, a moment for myself where I said, now it's my turn. So as you think about little moments, write about little moments. And then moving to bigger moments. It's important also to still have some ideas about what you want for yourself, not only just right now, but in the future. Like, what might I like? What might I fantasize about? and to still give yourself that. I feel like sometimes we can take that away from ourselves, like, oh no, I can't do that because, I have to do this, I have to do that. But I that's a real loss. So if you allow yourself for a moment, just to sort of expand a little into, well, what's a bigger moment that I might want to create in my life? And think about that. So these would be two different categories. I would start with little moments first, and also to be timing this a bit, and then we'll go into bigger moments where you can allow yourself to think about, well, what is something I might want to create for myself going forward? And at your tables, either in pairs or in threes, whatever works, or if you want to move to a different conversation table, time to talk with each other about what you learned, what you discovered, what perhaps got in the way when you were thinking about this, and share with each other and see if there are ways in which there are similarities, differences, but perhaps highlighting the whole theme of, well, how do I support myself? How do I care for myself? Because it's the theme of resilience. Resilience is about making sure that you are taking care of yourself in a way that feels nurturing in the best way that you can, and to not push and shove yourself too much, to not judge yourself about the way you're doing it. Is it right or is it wrong? That really is not important. So again, take the time now to share with each other and have some conversations about your own plans for resilience, your own plans for care. It's been a lot today. I've been really touched and moved by all of you. So I think we're going to finish with another beautiful sound. And I'm also going to, as Melissa is going to be doing these sounds, I'm going to be showing you some very simple somatic tools that are for you, any of us, I use them all the time, to really take care of yourself in a way that it's very simple, it's very doable, it's not something to put on a list, now I have to check this box, and it will help you be in your body, because that can be the best place of comfort at all. I know that seems very counterintuitive sometimes, but it really is true. So if you'll just kind of watch me, I'll be showing you these exercises, these tools, as Melissa will be playing again so beautifully. So the first is just to put one hand on your forehead, and then one hand on your chest. Again, really important for all of us that do a lot, are called upon to do it. Let that chair support you. Right now, that chair is your best friend. It's just got your back, literally. So, and just breathe naturally. Feel your hand on your forehead, feel your hand on your chest. And just begin to notice that you can feel your chest move, just like underneath that hand. Make sure shoulders are dropped. Breathing in. And just get the rhythm of that breath right in your chest. Move that hand down to your belly, tongue. And just then notice the breath there. You can just feel you're holding your head, just letting your hand hold your head. And you start to just feel that breath in your belly. Just all on its own, there it is. Shoulders are dropped. Chair supporting you. And now take your right hand and just put it on your chest. And then put your left hand over your chest like this. Again, make sure shoulders are dropped. And as you breathe, press very lightly on your chest. Just press really, don't press hard, just really lightly. Breathing and just pressing lightly on your chest. Both hands. You can experience your body letting go of some of that tension that you all carry. Just breathing, pressing lightly. Ease. And as you take your hands away and let just the arms relax. Just take a moment and bring awareness and see what you notice, how you feel right now. These tools work with the parasympathetic nervous system, so actually your whole nervous system just sort of drop in and relax. And I really like them because they're not complicated. You can do this throughout your day, any moment you think about it. Just touch in and give yourself one of those little moments of care and just relaxing attention. I think one of the biggest sort of reactions today came from when someone said, "You're all tense," and the whole room just erupted. So I'm hoping right now that maybe we're not all tense. You know, that some of this can be taken now into your daily life. You know, just what you can, how can you be with yourself and give yourself this care, this resilience that we all really deserve. Okay. Anybody have any comments or questions, anything they want to?
Do you have thoughts on shifting from self-pity to self-care?
Well, one thing when people tell me, oh, I'm being in self-pity and they're critical, I think the first thing to shift is any kind of criticism or judgment of that. But, let that go. And but then say, okay, that's the first layer, but I think what we're really talking about is self-compassion. And the difference from self-compassion, because compassion doesn't really choose good or bad, it's just like, it's just there, it's just compassion. So self-pity, when I don't feel good, I feel bad. Notice the bad, say, okay, now let me move into some self-compassion, some ways that I care for myself, and I acknowledge the pain that I feel. So first things first, let go of the judgment about it. Maybe we'll just close out with just a simple little couple minutes of just sound and grounding. Just kind of take a moment and sort of feel into what you want to take with you. Knowing that, and I heard a lot of this today, that people don't understand our stories. They don't understand what we're going through. And I'm going to say, yeah, you're right. They probably don't. So it's important to know, well, but you will carry this. You know, and the people here know. And you can choose people that will know. So it's like you shift over and say, well, this one maybe not, but I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go here. So, yeah. Okay, so let's just take a moment. Let's breathe in this. Just breathe in this experience, breathe in, and then breathe out whatever you don't want to take with you out of this room today. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm really honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. That was really beautiful. Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for being here. We are so glad that you came, so glad that you chose to join us today. But again, I hope this was just sort of a way for us to renew. And I hope that you'll carry these thoughts and these feelings today and moving forward with your loved ones. Thank you so much. Thank you.